there, Blue and Silver Nation. Hold on tight because today's video is simply unmissable. If you're a true Detroit Lions fan, sit back in your seat because the news that just arrived could completely change the course of the Detroit Lions season. That's right. There's a hot update on possible reinforcements that could bring the team even closer to the Super Bowl. So do the following. Subscribe to the channel now and leave that naughty like because this is straight to the point. Content, no bullshit. Always with the most up-to-date information and analysis that you'll only find here. We're talking about big names, heavyweights, and look, the board is moving behind the scenes, so hold on tight and stay until the end because every detail matters. Thanks for leaving your like. It really helps the channel grow and bring you more and more quality content. Now, without further ado, let's get to the news. 8-time professional bowler. Hold on, this is just a joke about veteran Cameron Jordan's consistency. And yes, he could be in the Detroit Lions sights. Even after an excellent draft and strategic moves in the offseason, the Lions still have a clear hole in their roster. They lack a reliable second pass rusher to complement Aiden Hutchinson. And that's where the name of Saints defensive end Cameron Jordan comes in, recently mentioned by Mike Payton of A to Z Sports as a possible solution via trade. Although the idea hasn't gained much traction yet, it's starting to gain momentum precisely because Jordan could be exactly the kind of reinforcement that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are looking for to add more depth, experience, and stability to the defensive line. The Saints, on the other hand, don't seem to be in a position to put their foot down. Trading Cameron Jordan now would generate just $1.126 million in salary relief. A modest number considering the weight of the contract, but one that could have some appeal given the team's need to renew pieces and bet on younger players. Thing is, for the Lions, this trade would make a lot more sense. Jordan is no longer the monster he was in previous years, the one who piled up sacks and made quarterbacks run for their lives. But he remains a productive and above all reliable player. In the 2024 season, he recorded 4 sacks, 28 total pressures, and also added 21 defensive tackles. Numbers that, although not eye-catching, placed him as the 45th best at the position according to Pro Football Focus, a more than decent ranking for a veteran who is already over 34 years old. In addition to the solid performance, the financial factor also weighs in Detroit's favor. With the Saints covering the majority of the value of the contract, the Lions could bring in an experienced player with a winning mentality for an extremely affordable price. And most importantly, without compromising salary cap space in the long term. This is essential for a team that is building a real Super Bowl window and needs to think strategically about each piece it puts on the board. Adding Jordan to the roster would be much more than just a rotation. It would add a mentor for young talent, a veteran voice in the locker room, and most importantly, a respected presence in the front seven to share the attention of opposing defenses with Hutchinson. We're not talking about a big-time move that will dominate headlines or generate a huge hype on social media, but rather a surgical move with real potential to improve the Lions' defense's performance where it matters most. In the trenches. Compared to Marcus Davenport, who still needs to prove his worth in Detroit, Jordan represents stability, experience, and consistent delivery. There are no guarantees in the NFL, but if the Lions want to truly compete with the big names in the NFC in 2025, this type of reinforcement could be exactly what's needed to complete the puzzle. And with training camp approaching, time is running out for that decision. The Detroit Lions may be about to make a strategic decision that promises to shake up the NFL's backroom. After the surprising retirement of All-Pro Frank Ragnow, the franchise finds itself facing a critical hole in the heart of its offensive line. Although names like Tristan Colon and rookie Tate Ratledge have been added to the roster, the truth is that neither of them inspires total confidence as immediate replacements. And it is in this scenario of uncertainty that an unexpected but extremely interesting name emerges. Beau Limmer, currently linked to the Los Angeles Rams. At 6'5" tall and with a solid track record at Arkansas, Limmer has been considered as a possible heir to Ragnow at the helm of the Lions' offensive line. A trade that, according to Gennaro Felice of NFL.com, makes perfect sense. In an analysis published on June 5th, Felice suggests that Detroit could repeat the formula, replace one Arkansas center with another. The idea may seem bold at first glance, but when we examine the details, the proposal begins to gain traction. Bo Limmer was a late pick in the 2020